You are the immortal overlord which has plagued the land for centuries. After years, you have discovered a life hack to getting what you want. Simply spread rumors that the things you want are part of a prophecy to kill you, and they'll bring it right to you. The doors of the throne room swung open, a hero and his party marching through it with determination etched into their faces. The large throne stood on the opposing side. A demonic overlord quickly shifted from a lounge into a proper, regal sitting position. Heroes, he managed, wiping crumbs off his face. To what do I owe the pleasure? The pleasure is ours, demon, the hero replied. We've come to put an end to your reign. The demon raised a condescending eyebrow, then laughed. And how do you suppose you'll manage that? Through the power of? The hero replied, pausing for effect. The prophecy. The demon sharply inhaled. Oh no, he began. The prophecy? Exactly, replied the hero, smirking. The prophecy. The demon almost rolled his eyes, but managed to hold himself back. I knew the prophecy of, he said, waving his hand in small circles, would come for me one day. The hero shook his head. There is but one prophecy, demon. His lips align, the demon nodded. Yup, he replied, having spread at least a few dozen. Just the one. The hero swung around his bag, opening it. Gaze upon the mechanism of your demise and despair, he growled. Weapon revealed, the demon held up a shielding hand and hissed. It cannot be. The prophecy confirmed. The hero broke into a smile. But it is, he cried, raising his weapon into the air. Raspberry pie! A hacking cough echoed across the throne room. Then the demon slid down his throne, clutching his chest. My one solace, the demon heaved, firmly closing both eyes as he tried to fight the pain. Is that blasted dish is void of... He opened one eye. Whipped cream? One of the hero's party members stepped forward, reaching into a bag, revealing a large jar. After uncorking the jar, the party's knight dipped in a dagger, revealing the contents as he held up the dagger. Whipped cream. Eyes wide, the demon stammered. No. The knight grinned and applied a thick coat of whipped cream onto the pie in one fluid motion. The demon clutched at his heart. Curse you, hero, the demon cried. Are you entirely void of mercy? The hero stared the demon down, unyielding. Apply a second coat of whipped cream, the demon hissed. No, don't overdo it, he said, looking away in pain. It'll destroy me. Another, the hero cried. A third coat. Sugary relic in hand, the hero stepped forward, marching towards the place where the relic would, according to the prophecy, reveal its true power. Please, the demon begged, sliding down to the floor on all fours, clutching his chest. His strength appeared to be leaving him. His limbs gradually slid outward until he was facing down in a prone position. With trembling hands, the hero placed the pie onto the wooden surface, sliding it carefully onto the coffee table, then stepped back. The priest clutched his staff and screamed as nothing happened. James, what the fuck? The hero cried. Sorry, it's the nerves, he replied, staring at the floor in embarrassment. After a moment of silence, a party member spoke up. Did we win? What happens now? Feeling like there was no further need for acting, the demon swung his head around and stared at them from his place on the floor. This, the demon said matter-of-factly, snapping his fingers, causing the heroes to disappear in a puff of smoke. He pushed himself away from the floor, easily returning to both feet, and walked over to the coffee table. The demon stood there for a moment, staring at the pie with 3 thick coats of whipped cream. They overdid it, he sighed. 3 coats is too much. You're basically eating whipped cream at this point, he continued, lightly shaking his head. He ran a finger over the pie, tasting the whipped cream. He smiled, then frowned. Falling into a defensive stance, he did a check of the throne room. Alone. Good. Then picked up the pie. The demon froze in place when an icy voice cut across the throne room. Percival Benjamin Beelzebub, it cried. His assistant marched into the throne room with fury in her eyes, her heels echoing throughout the throne room like gunshots as she did. She planted an accusing finger against the overlord's chest. Do I need to remind you of your blood sugar? She cried. The pie will be the end of you. This story was written by Writer Horrible. Read by a Bag of Vicodin. Thank you for listening.